In the quiet atmosphere of the afternoon, Lily sat huddled in a corner, her big round eyes filled with sadness. Lily took out a phone, staring intently at the screen to re-watch happy moments spent with her older sister. Each old clip seemed to bring the little girl back to those days full of laughter, making her gaze even more distant and lonely. The feeling of emptiness became clearer as Lily tossed the phone onto the bed and ran to find her father. She toddled through every room, but only silence responded.
Dad.
Not finding her father's familiar presence, Lily wandered around for a bit and then headed to the kitchen, where she decided to do something special to fill the void. Instead of just waiting, Lily decided to prepare a meal for herself. With her innate intelligence, she climbed onto the kitchen counter but faced her first challenge. The noodle cup was on a high shelf. Not giving up, Lily found a cardboard box and dragged it over to use as a step. As the cabinet door opened, her face lit up, finding a cup of mixed noodles. However, opening the noodle cup wasn't easy for those small hands. Lily had to use all her strength, using both hands and her mouth to tear the stubborn plastic wrap. After a bit of struggling, the cup finally opened. Standing before the machine, she operated it extremely professionally, filling the exact amount of water needed like a grown-up. When everything was ready, Lily sat on the counter, her eyes glued to the noodle cup. Her patience while waiting for the noodles to cook showed she had truly grown. When she opened the lid, Lily used a fork to enjoy the noodles she cooked herself. She ate the delicious chewy strands heartily, occasionally pouting to blow on them to cool them down. Right then, Lily's father walked in, amazed by his little daughter's independence in the kitchen. He couldn't hide his pride and emotion.
Ngon nhỉ? Đây này. Ăn đi nha. Ăn đi nha.
The two sat together, sharing the steaming noodles in the warm kitchen.
Ngon quá.
Dad kept praising the noodles Lily made, making her so happy she hand-fed her father. The sadness from missing her sister seemed to vanish, replaced by the bonding father-daughter love.
Liên rồi nha. Nè của Ly này. Ngon quá Ly. Đúng rồi, Ly ăn giỏi ha. Trời ơi, Ly nấu mà sao không bỏ cái này vào nè? Sang bóc này bỏ vô chứ, nó mới ngon nhé.
The video ends with a loving image, proving that no matter how small or lonely we are, we can always find joy in independence and the care of loved ones. That morning, as the sun rose high, Lily woke up but didn't see her father's familiar figure. Lily kept calling for Dad, hoping for an answer, but the space remained completely silent. She stood on her tiptoes. Looking out at the lush green garden, but still didn't see him return. A sense of boredom crept in and Lily trudged back to the living room. To find some joy, she used all her strength to drag her favorite yellow beanbag chair to the glass door. Sitting snug in the comfy chair, Lily watched the outside scenery while patiently waiting for her father to appear at the gate. After waiting for a while, Lily's stomach started growling. She decided not to wait any longer and look for food herself. Entering the kitchen, Lily cheered, finding the basket of fresh corn her father had thoughtfully bought last night. Preparing breakfast began with the first challenge, peeling the corn. With tiny hands, this was a difficult task. Lily struggled, using all her might to peel away the thick green layers. Despite being tired and working hard, she remained extremely persistent until the golden ear of corn was fully revealed. The cooking process was handled professionally by Lily like a real adult. She put the corn into a large, bright yellow pot on the stove. Next, Lily went to the water purifier, took a full cup of water, and skillfully poured it into the pot to boil the corn. After covering the pot carefully, Lily turned on the gas stove and stood watching the flame, patiently waiting for the aroma of cooked corn to fill the kitchen. While waiting for the corn to cook, Lily showed how neat she was. Seeing the mess of corn husks scattered on the floor earlier, she quickly picked up every piece gathered them in a pile and threw them in the trash, restoring cleanliness to the kitchen. Finally, the most anticipated moment arrived. When the clock signaled the corn was done, Lily carefully took the corn out and placed it neatly on a plate. Sitting at the dining table, Lily eagerly enjoyed the breakfast she prepared herself. She ate heartily, her chubby cheeks chewing continuously. Despite being very hungry, she didn't forget her love for her dear father. She intentionally left the most intact, beautiful piece of corn on the plate for him. The video ends with Lily satisfied with a full belly, not forgetting to wave goodbye to everyone with a bright smile.
The golden afternoon sun stretched across the village path, signaling that a long day was coming to an end. After school, Dad came to pick Lily up. On the familiar dirt road, Lily looked adorable with her small, pretty straw hat and a neat little backpack. She toddled along beside her dad, her clear eyes curiously observing everything around her. Occasionally, she would stop to pluck blades of green grass from the roadside with her tiny hands and respectfully offer them to her dad, like a small, loving gift. The two continued their journey, each heart warmed with a private joy. Arriving in their cool yard brought a sense of relief to them both.
Đúng rồi, ngồi đây con.
The first thing Lily did was fumble to take off her heavy backpack, mumbling a request. "Dad, can you put this away for me, please?" Dad smiled, gently taking the backpack and placing it neatly in a corner. "Today, we're going to make some super delicious watermelon juice," Dad suggested.
Bây giờ con làm nước cho Ly ra uống nhé, được không?
The kitchen instantly became a lively place.
Đây, chai đi. Bỏ kia con, bỏ cái đắt kìa. Đây, đâu? Rồi, một ly ha.
Dad took a large watermelon and cut it in half.
Rồi. Wow.
Revealing the juicy, deep red flesh.
Để làm kỹ nha. Tiếp tục làm kỹ nhé. Ở đây ha. Để làm ly nha. Thôi đi gọt đi con.
He skillfully peeled away the tough green rind. Lily didn't stand still. She was given a very important mission to pick up the pieces of watermelon rind her dad had just cut and put them into a small basket.
Đây này. Đây này.
She worked very seriously, her cheeks puffed out in concentration.
Đây nữa. Đây nữa. Rồi gọt đi. Làm nữa nha. Đây. Rồi gọt đi. Rồi. Lần cắt nhỏ vào đây nhé. Đây, vào đây ha.
When the vibrant red watermelon pieces were cut into cubes, Lily had a new task. Her small, nimble hands quickly and neatly moved each piece from the cutting board to a large bowl.
Đây, đây. Đây đi. Đây con. Đây. Đây đi.
She felt very grown up and useful helping her dad.
Bỏ xuống đó, thẳng kia đi. Đây đi. Đây. Đây đi. Đây. Đây nữa. Rồi, đây nữa. Đây đi. Đó. Đây đi con. Đây nữa. Đây. Rồi, đây. Quay tay nhé. Bị lặp bạn à? Tốt rồi.
When it was time to juice, Lily was incredibly excited.
Đi nè, nè. Rồi. Bây giờ mình chuẩn bị nhé. Nè. Con cầm này
She
nè.
stood next to
Đây,
the juicer, taking each piece of watermelon from her dad and skillfully pushing it into the machine.
Đúng rồi, đấy con. Đấy. Đúng rồi, đấy con. Rồi, đấy con. Đây nữa. Đây vào đây nè. Đây. Đúng rồi. Rồi. Đây, 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 đây. Cái đứt này. Đó, đứng đây nhé. Đây, đây, đây. Đó, đây vào đây ha. Các bạn này nhé. Ghi nhé. Đấy, ghi này. Đó, mình để ở đây đây ha.
The whirring of the juicer sounded like a cheerful tune. And then, a stream of brilliant ruby red juice slowly flowed out, filling the glass. A sweet, fresh aroma spread throughout the kitchen.
Chị đưa ra chủ đâu nha. Chúng tôi đi đi. Đúng rồi, đi con. Đi con, còn không? Đúng rồi. Thêm nữa. Thêm đi con, đúng rồi. Đúng rồi, thêm cái nữa đi. Thêm nữa đi. Đúng rồi, thêm nữa đi. Đúng rồi, thêm cái nữa đi con. Một cái thôi, một cái nữa. Đây này, cái đây này. Lấy cái đó, đúng rồi. Lấy vào đây, vào đây. Vào đây. Rồi. Rồi, bây giờ cái kia nha. Đây, cái tay này. Đó, tay dưới đây nha. Ok. Được rồi. Rồi, đừng đi chào bà tí nhé. Đừng đi chào bà tí. Đây. Quay đây. Rồi.
The result of their teamwork was a glass of pure juice, with no added sugar, yet still bursting with natural sweetness.
Rồi. Tắt vào đây nha. Rồi, trả tí nha. Trả ba tí. Thêm một tí dưa hấu nữa nha.
Not only that, but Dad also thoughtfully prepared a plate of pre-cut watermelon, arranged beautifully.
Thêm một tí dưa hấu nữa nha. Đây. Rồi. Đây này, Ly ơi, Ly. Đây này, vào tủ đi con. Ui giời, lấy ống đi. Lấy ống đi, đúng rồi. Mang ra bàn đi.
Lily sat in her little chair, delightedly holding a straw and savoring the cool, sweet taste of the juice she had helped make.
Rồi. Ngon chưa?
It's so yummy, Dad. So refreshing. She closed her eyes to enjoy it. A small streak of juice still on the corner of her mouth, looking utterly charming. Lily picked up a small fork, carefully speared each piece of watermelon, and ate with relish, fully enjoying the peaceful and sweet moment with her beloved dad.
Thôi kìa, ngon ha. Từ từ thôi nhé, không đổ nhé.
For Dad, happiness was sometimes just that simple. Walking home with his daughter,
Oh, yeah.
preparing a refreshing treat together, and seeing her eat and drink with such enjoyment. The sweetness of the watermelon today would perhaps become a sweet memory that would stay with them for the rest of their lives. While Lily was still enjoying her watermelon, her dad changed into his simple work clothes, slung his familiar hoe over his shoulder, and began his usual work. The sound of the hoe striking the ground was steady, turning over clumps of moist, soft earth, promising a good season of green vegetables for his little girl. Meanwhile, in a corner of the yard, little Lily, in a bright yellow shirt, her hands gripping the wooden fence, her big, round eyes fixed on her dad's sturdy back. In her eyes, her dad was immense, so strong. Suddenly, an idea sparked in her mind. Dad is working so hard, I have to do something for him. So she ran quickly back into the house. Lily went to her small desk, where her bag and helmet from the morning still lay. She carefully slung the bag over her shoulder. Then climbed onto a cabinet to reach her blue helmet. She tried to put it on her head, looking quite comical. Her vehicle for the trip was a lovely pink toy car. She excitedly climbed in, gripping the steering wheel. Lily fumbled with all the buttons on the dashboard, but the car remained still. She looked around in confusion, not understanding why her adventure couldn't begin. A little disappointed, Lily quickly came up with a new plan. She climbed out of the car, went back to the cabinet, and swapped the helmet for her straw hat. She now looked like a real tiny farmer. With her straw hat and bag, she decided to undertake a more important mission, to buy water for her hardworking dad in the garden. She toddled down the village path to the small stall at the end of the lane.
Chào Ly nhá. Mua gì Ly? Mua gì con lựa đi nha. Rồi, lựa đi. Muốn này hả? Rồi, tiền đây cho ba nha. Giỏi lắm.
She picked up a bottle of water, then solemnly held out her money to pay the shopkeeper, before quickly carrying the water back to her dad. Lily held the bottle, toddling along the dirt path, passing through her secret banana forest to get back to the garden. The water bottle in her hand felt like a precious treasure. Reaching her dad, she offered him the water, then stood on her tiptoes, taking his hat to wipe the beads of sweat from his forehead. Her dad's heart melted at this small, yet deeply loving gesture.
Đâu, xem nào. Đây, tôi mở cho. Cho bà đừng mát nhá, nắng quá. Nắng không? Cho mở nhé, mở đi con. Mở đi. Đây ha.
He didn't drink right away, but opened the bottle and carefully held it to Lily's lips so she could drink first.
Nữa không?
Under the afternoon sun, the two shared the cool, refreshing water. The sweetness of the water seemed to blend with the sweetness of their father-daughter bond, simple yet sacred. After their rest, the dad swept his little daughter up into his arms. Together, they walked through the banana garden, passed through the familiar gate, and returned home.
Chị cho Ly này ha. Mình để đi Ly thu hoạch chuối chưa?
The dad's workday ended with that sweet image, an image of boundless love, of peaceful and priceless moments that would forever remain in the memories of them both. One quiet afternoon, in their familiar home, Lily was sitting neatly in her favorite yellow beanbag chair. She leaned against her dad as they watched films of their own past adventures on TV. Lily watched the screen intently, occasionally looking up at her dad with eyes full of trust and love. Suddenly, her dad stood up, patting Lily's head and saying, "Be a good girl, Lily. I'm just going to do your laundry." As soon as her dad was out of sight, the mischievous little girl sprang up. An idea sparked in her mind. She toddled over to the small yellow refrigerator, stood on her tiptoes to open the door, and pulled out a bright red apple, almost as big as herself. She happily hugged her prize, returned to her beanbag chair, and began to enjoy her snack. After finishing the apple, Lily went to the table and got a yogurt. Yummy. She fumbled to open the lid and then ate it clumsily with a spoon, spilling yogurt all over the table and her pretty t-shirt.
Ủa, Lily, con làm gì vậy? Nó bụng à?
When her dad returned and saw his little girl's battlefield, he didn't scold her at all. He just gently pointed at the mess, and Lily seemed to understand, looking apologetic.
Chờ tí bà lên bà làm cho ăn chứ, hả? Nè, nè, áo này, bà mới giặt xong đấy nhỉ, thấy không? Thấy không? Thấy chưa? Gần hết rồi kìa, rồi táo ăn được vứt kìa. Ăn cái gì hả? Ăn phải cẩn thận chứ, sạch sẽ chứ, thấy chưa? Thật là thường nhá, không được như vậy nghe chưa? Này, này. Thôi đừng ra cái đó nữa, đưa bà xúc cho ăn, đây, bà xích cái đây. Đây, đó. Ăn đi rồi bà thay đồ rồi giặt quần áo chưa? Giặt đi cho Ly luôn nhá. Đúng rồi. Sao kêu ba nhé. Rồi, con qua lấy giấy đi. Đi qua lấy giấy đi. Kìa. Đúng rồi, qua đây nào. Đúng rồi.
Her dad gave her a paper towel and patiently showed her how to clean the table. Lily obediently followed his lead, wiping up the yogurt spills and then carrying the dirty paper to the trash can to throw it away.
Nốt nha. Ghê quá. Được chưa? Ghê quá. Rửa hết cái áo rồi kìa. Rồi, thế rồi. Rồi, lấy thêm giấy đi, lấy thêm giấy ba lông miệng nhá. Lấy thêm giấy đi. Rồi, ba lông miệng nhá.
Seeing that his daughter knew how to admit her mistake and fix it, her dad lovingly wiped her hands and mouth, then lifted her up to change her dirty shirt.
Rồi, thôi không ăn nữa, không ăn nữa nhé. Biết là lý thị rồi ha. Này, đây cái bỏ thùng rác đi, thùng rác đi. Rồi, qua đây. Đây, đi cởi áo đấy. Đấy. Ôi giời, cởi ra, cởi ra. Đây cho ba. Rồi. Để đây mà giặt luôn nhé. Này, đi cho bỏ cái táo thùng rác không? Thùng rác đi. Bỏ thùng rác đi con. Không ăn nữa, bỏ thùng rác đi. Đúng rồi. Ồ, giỏi lắm. Thôi đi đến đây nào, đi đây vào. Đi.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Đi đâu rồi? Các bạn vào đây này. Đi ơi.
Dad!
Ủa? Ui. Sao vệ sinh hả? Ồ, xong chưa? Để con xả nước cho ha. Ui dồi ôi, tiếp. Đau bụng hả? Ồ, vậy. Ồ, trời. Rồi, thế nhé. Đây thay đổi nha. Sao vậy? Sao rồi, đau bụng hả? Ồ, sao vậy? Đau bụng hả con? Tôi vào đây xem nào. Vào đây xem nhé. Đây. Nằm đây ha. Rồi lấy cái mông cái gối nhá. Chờ bà tí nhá, để cho đi cái gối. Sao vậy, đau bụng hả? Trời. Nghe tiếng bụng sôi luôn đấy.
as evening
Hả?
fell, sensing his daughter might not be feeling well,
Đau bụng hả?
Dad laid Lily down gently on the bed.
Thương quá hả? Thương rồi, nằm đi nghỉ nhá. Ha. Nằm đi nghỉ ngơi nhá. Ồ. Đau bụng hả? Đau nhiều không? Đau nhiều không? Có đau nhiều không? Chú ăn nhiều thế đấy. Bụng căng này ăn nhiều đấy con. Ăn nhiều thế. Sao ăn nhiều vậy? Ăn ít thôi, ăn vừa đủ thôi ha. Chứ ăn nhiều quá đầy bụng đau bụng nhá. 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 Ở đây ha. Đây nhá. Đây đi mua thuốc cho Ly nhá. Được không? Mua thuốc cho Ly nhá. Nha. Mua thuốc cho con nhá. Con nằm đây. Rồi, để ba chỉnh ra, để ba chỉnh nhá. Rồi. Con nằm nghỉ ha, con ngủ ha. Nằm nghỉ để ba mua thuốc cho Ly nhé. Nhé. Và ha, con nằm để ba đi mua thuốc cho Ly nhé.
He put on his jacket and helmet and hurried out on his old motorbike. He drove to a nearby pharmacy and bought a few more packs of vitamins for his little girl.
Dad.
When he returned home, he went straight to the bedroom. Lily was still lying obediently on the bed, her big round eyes watching him. He sat down softly.
Được không? Bụng no có mà thấy chưa này, đau bụng thấy chưa, đau này không?
Opened another tube of vitamins.
Uống cái này giúp tiêu hóa con khỏe hơn nhé, không? Giỏi quá à. Chào bà tí nha. Chắc mệt đúng không? Chắc mệt đúng không? Đây. Uống đi con. Cố lên nhé.
And
Đấy.
patiently fed it to Lily, spoonful by spoonful.
Đúng rồi, con giỏi lắm, đúng rồi, cố gắng uống này, nó không uống tí thôi ha. Đó, cố lên nào. Đó, trời đi. Đó. Sao. Đấy. Đó, cố lên nào. Một xíu thôi. Xíu thôi ha, xíu thôi. Uầy. Xíu thôi ha. Đó. Cố lên, xíu thôi. Sao, cố uống nhá, thấy chưa? Này, ba thử nha. Ngon lắm, thật. Ngon thật. Nè, thử đi. Âm nè. Uống hết ba giờ đi chơi nhá. Uống hết mai ba giờ đi chơi ha. Đấy, đi chơi là uống này. Đi chơi là uống này. Cố lên ạ. Đi chơi là uống nha. Đi chơi ha. Mai giờ đi chơi nhá. Mai ba giờ đi cà phê ha. Nha. Này tiếp ha, thầm xíu thôi nha.
Every gesture he made was filled with care and concern.
Rồi. Đây uống xíu rồi mai ba giờ đi cà phê nhá. Rồi nè. Nào, tiếp nào. Xíu nữa thôi. Đấy, xíu nữa thôi mai chạy đi cà phê nè. Rồi nè. Nè. Thôi hả. Nè, giỏi mai chạy uống cà phê nhá. Nè. Đấy, ba uống hết này. Rồi nha. Nè, tiếp ha. Xíu nữa thôi ha. Mai chạy uống cà phê nhá. Nè. Xíu thôi. Cố lên nè. Đúng rồi mai nè. Mai chạy cà phê. Mai chạy đi uống cà phê ha. Cho con uống sữa trái cây nhá. Được không? Nè, tí nữa thôi, uống xíu nữa thôi. Một xíu ha. Xíu thôi. Đấy thấy chưa? Đấy, tí nữa thôi. Xíu nữa thôi. Xíu thôi. Rồi. Thế thôi ha.
After making sure she had finished her medicine,
Mai khỏe,
he caressed her, stroking her head to comfort her.
Ly chịu uống rồi kìa, trời ơi, khó quá. Uống có xíu à. Thôi nghỉ đi ha.
Dad gently laid her head on a soft pillow and covered her with a pink fleece blanket. He leaned down and placed a loving goodnight kiss on his little daughter's forehead. Lily's day ended in the warm and gentle care of her dad. Under the golden afternoon sun, the clever little monkey named Lily skipped happily home after a long school day. With a cute little backpack on her back and a wide-brimmed hat, Lily looked just like a diligent schoolgirl. But just as she passed through the gate, a strange feeling washed over her. Lily instinctively glanced back at the empty road, feeling as if someone was watching her from a distance. I must be overthinking it, Lily muttered to herself. She shook her little head, chasing away the unsettling feeling, and quickly ran inside. Leaving the strange feeling behind, Lily entered the house and immediately showed her tidiness. She carefully took off her backpack and hat, placing them on a cabinet before running to the living room. It was time to relax. Lily flopped onto the soft armchair, grabbed the remote, and turned on her favorite cartoon channel. Her kind dad had already prepared a plate of juicy red apples. Lily happily sat at the table, picked up a fork, and enjoyed each crisp, sweet slice. But a moment later, Lily suddenly felt her stomach churn uncomfortably. Perhaps the apple was a bit cold. She winced and hurried to the restroom to relieve herself. It was while Lily was in the restroom that a strange figure stealthily snuck into the house. The very same person who had been watching her earlier. When Lily came out, her small heart felt like it would leap out of her chest. A complete stranger was brazenly rummaging through the cabinet in the living room. Terrified, Lily quickly hid behind a wall, peeking out with bated breath. The thief found nothing of value and headed straight for her dad's bedroom. He flung the door open and began scanning the room. Seeing this, the initial fear in Lily's heart began to fade. In its place, anger and a powerful thought ignited in her mind. This is my home. I can't let a bad guy destroy it. With her courage surging, Lily no longer hesitated. She looked around, grabbed a nearby red plastic back scratcher to use as a weapon. With a determined cry, Lily charged into the bedroom, raised the back scratcher high, and relentlessly attacked the thief. Ambushed by a small but fierce homeowner, the thief panicked, screamed, and fled for his life. The brave Lily chased him all the way to the door, making sure the danger was truly gone. After the thief had vanished, her burst of courage faded, and Lily felt her whole body ache with exhaustion. She slowly walked back inside, climbed onto the soft bed, and sat down, still panting from the recent fight. Just then, her dad walked in, saw the scene, and understood everything.
Hả? À. À. nhìn có trộm hả? Lần sau
He
đi vào
gathered the
đi
little
nhé.
monkey in his
Nhá.
arms,
Thấy chưa?
gently stroking her
Thôi đi, cây,
small
con đi
back.
này. Này, con đi nhá.
His
Con đi nhá.
eyes were filled not only with relief, but also with immense pride and love for his brave little bodyguard. The next day, the story began as Lily, on her way home from school, became so engrossed in admiring strange flowers along the road that she turned down an unfamiliar path.
Trời, đi đâu giờ này chưa về nhỉ?
The further she went, the more foreign the scenery became, and she realized she had wandered so far that she was lost.
Lily. Lily. Đi đâu đâu không biết nữa. Lily. Lily.
Panic began to creep into Lily's little heart. She stood helplessly in the middle of a large garden, looking around in confusion.
Dad.
Just then, the sound of a motorcycle echoed in the distance. A strange young man drove past, his eyes fixed on Lily, making her feel uneasy. He made a loop and came back, deliberately driving very slowly as if sizing her up. Her instincts told her this was not a good person, so Lily immediately turned and ran. In her panic, a clever idea flashed in Lily's mind. She quickly took off her hat and intentionally dropped it on the path, hoping to throw the bad guy off her trail.
Lily.
Then, Lily quickly veered in another direction, dashing into a cornfield with stalks towering over her head and hiding among the dense rows. From her safe hiding spot, Lily carefully peeked out. Just as she had predicted, the young man stopped and began searching the area around it. Only when the sound of the motorcycle had faded completely did Lily dare to breathe a sigh of relief.
Ly ơi, Ly. Ly ơi. Ly ơi. Ly.
Although she had escaped the bad man, she was still lost. Lily ran to another spot, stood on some old steps, and tried to call for help, hoping a kind person would hear her.
Ly.
And then, like a miracle, the familiar figure of her dad appeared in the distance. He had been searching everywhere for his little daughter. Seeing Lily was safe, her dad rushed over. He didn't scold her at all. He just gently pulled her into his arms, stroking her small back, which was trembling with fear.
Bạn thấy quần áo nè. Mũ nè, mũ rơi vào lấy tìm thấy cho Ly nè. Nè, có vé nè.
Her dad's warm and loving embrace chased away all of Lily's fears.
Sao đi về luôn nhá. Được chưa? Được chưa? Đi học cho đi về nhà nhá. Đi về làm đi ăn nhá Ly nhá. Được chưa? Đừng đau bụng lắm rồi đúng không? Quay đi nào, quay đi Ly, quay đi.
Finally, she was safe in her father's arms and on her way home. The afternoon sun streamed through the glass window, casting a golden glow across the living room where little Lily was sitting alone. She was gazing idly out into the yard when the door creaked open. Dad was home.
Hai Ly, làm gì đấy?
But today, he didn't look as cheerful as usual. Instead of wrapping his little daughter in a big hug, he wearily sat down on the long sofa, wincing slightly. He rolled up his sleeve, and Lily, from her little chair, saw a long reddish scrape on his arm. Lily's big, round eyes were fixed on the wound. Dad was hurt. Without a moment's hesitation, she slid off her chair, her little feet pattering towards the medicine cabinet that Mom kept on the shelf. An idea flashed in her mind. I have to help Dad. Clatter! She hugged the first aid box and proudly walked towards her dad, like an important doctor on a grand mission. Her dad looked at his little daughter in surprise. "Sweetheart, what are you doing?" Lily said nothing, simply placing the box on her dad's lap and pointing at the wound. Her dad smiled, a warm smile despite his fatigue. He opened the box, taking out a cotton ball and a bottle of antiseptic. Instantly, Lily snatched the cotton ball and, imitating her mom, gently dabbed at her dad's scrape. Her tiny hands were clumsy, but full of gentleness.
Trái đi nhá. Sao cái này nhá. Được chưa? Không sao đâu ha.
After disinfecting it, Lily looked at the roll of bandages. Understanding her intention, Dad tore off a band-aid and handed it to his daughter.
Này, quấn xíu là mình đỡ chưa đi nè. Này, đi cầm này cho ba này, cầm này cho ba nhé, cầm đây.
She carefully, meticulously peeled off the protective paper and placed it on her dad's arm, even patting it a few times as if to make it stick better and make his pain fly away.
Ngồi nè, đúng rồi đấy. Cầm đây này đi, cầm đây đúng rồi, cầm đây đúng rồi, cầm đi. Vậy đi. Xé luôn nha, xé. Đó. Thấy chưa? Đó. bỏ cái này gắn thứ ba nhé. Đây, này, con bỏ gắn thứ ba kia kìa, bỏ đi con. Rồi, sao đâu? Đây, cảm ơn Ly nhé.
Her dad looked at his little daughter, his heart overflowing with love. The physical wound no longer stung because it had been healed by the purest and sweetest love in the world. He lifted Lily up and hugged her close. Thank you, my little nurse. He lay down on the bed, placing Lily on his stomach. Her tiny hands patted his belly gently, as if to check if her hero was truly okay. In the quiet room, only the love between a father and his daughter was shining, warmer and more tender than the sunlight outside.
Đi chơi ba có lâu không? Ngồi chơi ba có lâu không? Hả?
The next morning, Dad excitedly pulled a brand new, crisp white shirt from a shopping bag. As soon as she saw it, Lily's eyes lit up. She let out an excited, "Ah!" clasped her hands to her head, and bounced up and down on the spot. The new shirt was so beautiful. Dad laughed at his daughter's adorable reaction. He carefully put on the new shirt. Every movement was slow and deliberate. He smoothed the shoulders and adjusted the collar until it was perfect. When he was done, he looked at Lily with pride, as if to ask, "How do I look?" Lily watched her dad with bated breath. The moment he turned around, she clapped her hands enthusiastically. The white shirt made her dad look so handsome and different. Unable to contain her admiration, Lily rushed over, wrapped her arms around her dad's leg, and nuzzled her little head against it. Her action was the best compliment of all, saying, "My daddy is the most handsome no matter what he wears."
Thank you.
Feeling the love and admiration from his little daughter, Dad happily bent down and stroked Lily's head, his eyes sparkling with joy and pride. After admiring it for a while, he carefully took the shirt off, folded it neatly, and placed it on the table before leaving to do something else, completely unaware that this very shirt was about to become the centerpiece of Lily's next adventure.
Chờ xíu. Đi ăn này nhé. Ra ngoài mua đồ ăn về nấu ăn nha. Đưa mình ăn cơm nhé.
Dad.
Seeing her dad's beautiful shirt on the table, Lily couldn't hide her curiosity. She wanted to try on this grown-up shirt just once. Even though it was huge on her small frame, Lily struggled to put it on. The shirt nearly touched the floor, and the sleeves were incredibly long, making her look quite funny. After trying it on, Lily pulled the shirt off and sat down to enjoy her favorite yogurt. But her joy was short-lived. While she was eating, she accidentally dropped a smear of yogurt onto the pristine white sleeve. Seeing the stain on her dad's new shirt, Lily panicked. Afraid of being scolded, she decided she had to fix her mistake herself. Lily quickly grabbed the shirt, ran to the bathroom, placed it in a blue bucket, filled it with water, and began to scrub it with all her might. After washing it, she lifted the soaking wet shirt out and put it in a white plastic basket. She carefully dragged the basket out to the yard, found a sunny spot, and hung the shirt up to dry. Just then, her dad returned.
Áo gì đi đây trời? Các bạn ơi. Đi làm gì cái áo mình đây? Đi.
He put down his bag and called out, "Lily!" Hearing his voice, Lily jumped. The memory of the stained shirt flooded back, and she was terrified.
Đi ơi. Đi. Đi ơi.
Without a second's thought, she ran and hid.
Đi.
Her dad, puzzled, looked for her and finally opened the wardrobe door. He found Lily huddled silently in the darkness. He gently asked, "Lily, what are you doing in here?"
Đi sai không? Dạ lơ hả? Lơ hả?
But she remained silent, too afraid to answer.
Ly làm rơi cái áo của bà đó không Ly? Có phải không? Áo mà mới mua mà làm rơi rồi. Đi bán thảo đi nhỉ? ta buồn đi nha. Áo mới mua đấy.
Seeing this, her dad didn't press further and quietly closed the door before going to the bedroom and lying down on the bed. From inside the wardrobe, Lily could sense the silence and perhaps her dad's sadness. Filled with regret, she slowly stepped out of the closet and tiptoed to the bedside. She used her tiny hand to pat her dad's back several times. A sincere apology. Feeling his daughter's remorse, Dad slowly turned over.
Sao? Biết lỗi rồi hả? Biết lỗi rồi đúng không? Qua đây, qua đây.
Lily rushed to him and threw her arms around his neck. Dad wrapped his arms tightly around his little girl. In that moment, all anger and sadness melted away. Dad understood that no matter how precious the shirt was, it could never compare to the love he had for Lily. The warm hug replaced any need for words of forgiveness, affirming that their bond was the most precious thing of all.
Để nằm một luôn đi ha. Đây. Đây.
One beautiful morning, the little monkey, Lily, woke up to the sound of her stomach rumbling. She ran straight to the refrigerator, hoping to find something delicious. But alas, it was completely empty except for a single lonely spoon. Undeterred, Lily scurried over to her beloved piggy bank, turning it upside down with all her might. But only silence answered. The pig was empty. A flicker of sadness crossed Lily's big, round eyes. But it was quickly replaced by a strong sense of determination. Faced with a food crisis, a grand idea sparked in the clever little monkey's mind. Instead of waiting, Lily decided to solve the problem herself. She quickly grabbed a board and, with a blue marker, neatly wrote the professional-looking words, "Sale 40%.
Okay.
With the advertising sign in hand, Lily confidently placed it right in front of her house, ready for the first business venture of her life. To get her product, Lily ran to the small garden behind her house. Under the morning sun, clusters of ripe, round red tomatoes, like tiny lanterns, were calling to her. Lily carefully and gently picked each one, feeling their freshness in her palm. She arranged them in a basket, her heart filled with joy as she imagined how much food she could trade for these tomatoes. Her mobile stall was ready. Lily brought the basket of tomatoes to the market, placed the discount sign in the most eye-catching spot, and waited for customers.
Hi. Hi.
Before long, a kind little girl was drawn to this special stall.
Okay.
Seeing how adorable and serious Lily was, the girl didn't hesitate to ask to buy some.
Chào bọn mong cái gì? Bọn món cái gì đó?
Lily, in her role as a professional salesperson, carefully picked each tomato and put it in a bag for her customer.
Cà chua ngon quá. Bán cho tôi nhé. Ok. One, two, three, four, five. Cái này bao nhiêu? Ok. Thank you.
The moment she received the money from her hard work, Lily's eyes shone with immense joy and pride.
Bye-bye.
After the customer left, she happily counted the money she had just earned. With her earnings in hand, Lily decided to treat herself. She went to a nearby stall and bought a packet of her favorite cookies.
Chào bạn nha. Chào bạn nha. Bạn mua gì? Mua bánh hả? Đưa tiền đây. Tiền đây. Rồi. Đây hả? Lựa đi. Đây.
As she pushed her small cart home, Lily had no intention of keeping the reward for herself. her friend, the little pig, she didn't hesitate to share the remaining tomatoes in her basket. It was the act of a kind heart, always thinking of others. One beautiful morning, in a small and cozy house, a clever little girl named Lily was engrossed in watching cartoons. Her dad wanted to make the apple-filled buns that Lily loved so much, but he discovered they were out of flour. A gentle voice called out from the kitchen, "Lily, could you come in here with me for a moment?" Lily reluctantly tore her eyes away from the screen and quickly ran into the kitchen. "Let's make those apple buns you like, but we're all out of flour. Can you help me by going to the supermarket to buy some?" Dad said to Lily. Hearing about her favorite buns, Lily squealed with delight and nodded eagerly, ready to take on the important mission. Her dad tenderly placed a small blue helmet on her head, carefully fastening the strap, and then put a cute little backpack on her.
Ở nhà ba dọn cái bếp xong rồi về để ba làm cái ly nhá. Đây, giỏi lắm. Đi cẩn thận nhá. Đúng rồi.
Confident and independent, Lily walked out onto the porch by herself, where her familiar wooden cart was waiting, and began her little adventure with a look of determination. After a short distance, she saw a few small children playing happily. Drawn in by their cheerful laughter, Lily stopped her cart, intending to run over and play. But then she suddenly remembered the important task her dad had given her. She couldn't keep him waiting. Lily quickly said goodbye to her friends, gripped the handle of her wooden cart, and hurried towards the supermarket. She arrived at the supermarket, her bright eyes scanning around for the items her dad had mentioned. She stopped at the fruit counter, carefully selecting the reddest, juiciest apples. Lily knew this was the secret ingredient for their wonderful buns. After carefully choosing the apples, Lily also picked up a small bag of flour, loaded everything onto her cart, and began her journey home. On the way back, while pushing her little cart full of her successful haul, Lily suddenly saw an old woman sitting huddled by the side of the road. She stopped her cart, hesitated for a moment, and then, without further thought, took the biggest, reddest apple from her basket, trotted over, and placed it in the old woman's hand. Although no words were spoken, Lily felt a warm joy spread throughout her body. That small act made her feel happier than watching a good movie or eating a delicious treat. When she got home, Lily proudly showed her dad her successful shopping trip.
Dad,
Ồ, vậy là con. Đồ đâu? Rồi, chào ba tiếng nhé. Đây rồi ha. Đi thẳng ha. Đi một người này. Rồi. Đâu, bạn được bạn đi thế nào? Đó. Chào mọi người nhá. Bây giờ mình bắt đầu làm bánh ly nhá. Ly thì bị cột sẵn rồi này. Rồi, táo này. Hôm nay mình làm bánh táo ha. Được không? Ha.
The two of them went into the kitchen together. The small kitchen suddenly became lively.
Ủa? Rồi, tiền đâu ra súp nè. Súp nè.
Dad poured the flour into a bowl and slowly added water while stirring.
Súp. Giỏi quá. Đúng rồi. Đúng rồi. Rồi, vậy thôi ha. Chọn lên tí ha. Dạo quá hả? Bây giờ dạo kéo luôn. Đã quá ha. Rồi, mẹ bị kẹt lắm đi nha. Đấy, thấy chưa? Nghe. Thấy không? Wow.
When the dough started to come
Đây nè.
together, he said,
Ồ,
All
bây giờ
right,
tay xin
time to
tí
use our
nha.
hands.
Quên mất
But
ha.
first, we have to wash
Đây,
them
đi các bạn
very
nha.
well. With that, he lifted Lily up to the sink.
Giờ đang sạch sẽ mình làm bánh nhé. Quên mất ha.
Carefully lathered her tiny hands with fragrant soap
Đây, đây, đây,
and
đây.
rinsed them with clean water.
Bánh bông. Rồi, con đến cái nào? Qua đây. Tay cái ba này. Ui giời. Quá ha. Đấy, mình lại lát cái miệng ăn vào đau bụng ha. Đó. Ai chặt thơm quá. Thơm quá rồi ha.
After they both dried their hands, Dad began to knead the dough on the table until it was smooth and soft.
Bắt đầu tiếp nha. Bây giờ mình bắt đầu nhân trộn bột này. Đây. Em cần đi. Đúng rồi, tao muốn cầm lắm hả? Đây. Thử đi, thử đi. Lấy đi, lấy đi. Đây này, đây này. Rồi, lấy đi, lấy đi. Đây đây, đúng rồi, đây đây.
Lily watched with curiosity and imitated him, taking a small piece of dough and molding it in her hands, thoroughly enjoying herself.
Dính cái đáy bếp á, dính liền. Đúng rồi, giỏi. Thơm ha. Bây giờ chuyển qua mình làm cái này nha. Đây ha.
While they waited for the dough to rest, they moved on to making the filling.
Đây là làm gì? Rồi, đây là làm 8 cái ly nha. Chú ba được không? Chú ba được không? Này. Đúng rồi. Giỏi lắm. Ok, giỏi. Ngon quá hả? Cái này bác cắt áo bỏ vào trong nhân nha, nhân bánh nha.
Dad peeled the apples and diced them into tiny, neat
Ăn
cubes.
ngon quá hả?
Lily helped by putting the cut
Ăn
apple
luôn đấy.
pieces into
Rồi,
a bowl.
nha. Rồi.
The most exciting part finally arrived. Dad pinched off small balls of dough, flattened them into wrappers,
Rồi ha.
placed a spoonful of apple filling in the center, and skillfully pinched the edges together, creating beautiful little buns. Lily didn't shape the buns herself. She sat beside him, watching his every move with a look of pure admiration.
Dính cái đáy bếp á. Dính liền. Ngon không? Đây.
Each time her dad finished a bun, he would hand it to her. She would carefully take the masterpiece with both hands and gently place it in the steamer, arranging them neatly for the final step.
Gọn đây ha. Được không? Thử đi. Đúng rồi. Đây, cho xem này. Em xem đúng không? Rồi, con bỏ cái kia đi. Đúng rồi, giỏi quá. Đây nha, bỏ đây ha. Đẹp không? Bỏ kia đi coi. Giỏi. Bạn lấy cái này đi ăn nhé. Ngon hả? Để bạn đi bánh ha.
When the buns were all lined up in the steamer, Dad placed it on the stove to steam. While they waited, they prepared some more fruit for dessert.
Không hả? Không hả? Thôi rồi, đây ra rồi. Bây giờ thì ăn bánh nha.
Soon, when the pristine white buns were cooked, a sweet, fragrant aroma filled the entire house.
Chờ tí nha. Chờ tí nha. Chờ xíu. Bánh nhân táo nè.
Dad carefully took the buns out and placed them on a plate.
Thêm cái vào một cái nha.
Wow.
Rồi, đi thôi. Đi thôi. Đây, đi ngồi đây ha.
He set the meal on the table. Lily sat in her chair,
Hey, one night.
eagerly looking at their creation. She picked up a fork, carefully speared a piece of a bun, and slowly brought it to her mouth.
Ừ. Ừ. Ngon quá ha. Không ngờ lại ngon vậy ha. Như này mà. Bên trong có nhân đấy, nhân táo đấy. Lần đầu tiên đi ăn cái bánh này mọi người. Bánh nếp ấy. Bánh nếp nhân táo.
The sweetness of the flour and the aroma of the filling blended
hả?
together, creating a truly special flavor.
Ngon nhỉ. Ừ. 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 Ngon quá. Ăn đi nha.
The simple meal was filled with laughter and happiness, the sweet result of their combined effort and love.